It just got very real. The Jason Kidd to the New York Knicks noise is back in a huge way, as the Knicks front office is doing everything they can to pry Kidd away after the Mavericks have made multiple blunders with their coaching staff, while other options are still out there and very much exist for the Knicks, with 4 real targets emerging as the New York Knicks final guys for this coaching search. We have a lot to go over, guys. What's up? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. Guys, if you're part of that 70% that's not subscribed to Knicks Digest, make sure to subscribe. We're having a bunch of fun here. I know I ask for it every time, and people like to make fun of it in the comments down below, but it really is. We're just trying to get on that grind for this channel, make the best videos possible for you. Getting these subscriptions does help out a lot. You guys have been killing it, and very quickly, thank you so much for 18,000 subscribers. You guys are not here for me to thank you for this, so we're going to jump right into the video. I will talk more about it later on another video on a happy hour or something. But thank you so much. Let's jump into it. Ian Begley revealed something huge in regards to the Knicks coaching search with Jason Kidd, saying, I don't think anybody who is covering this has closed the door on Jason Kidd. The reason for that is we know the Knicks like him. I can't speak for Jason Kidd, but I know how he felt about his time playing in New York. I would assume coaching here is an enticing proposition until the Mavs come out and say, we've extended him, he's not going anywhere. To me, he's a candidate, and I know he's a candidate. And then proceed to say, if Jason Kidd does extend, what do you do then? Do you go Mike Brown, Taylor Jenkins? It's gonna be interesting because this thing to me hinges on Dallas. How long can you wait there for the owners to react and wait there for Kidd? So that's the big question right now. How is this going to all go down? Jason Kidd has not gotten a contract extension yet. That is a big thing here. Kidd still only has those 2 years left on the deal. We've seen the Knicks ask coaches or ask teams to speak to their coaches, and extension talk instantly began. So clearly the Knicks put some pressure on Dallas, and Dallas responded with, nah, we don't need to extend him right now. Jason Kidd can end up finding his way to the Knicks, and it's clear the Mavericks, they're not valuing him correctly, or they are just messing this up the way they've messed up other coaching stuff recently. Now, as NBA Trade Report did mention, Mike Brown is currently viewed as the favorite to become the next coach of the New York Knicks, but Jason Kidd interest is still real and ongoing, and we've seen that from multiple sides, one of them being Jason Kidd's own son, who posted this: "You in New York, don't skip," just shouting out Madison Square Garden, posting this photo of himself in MSG, and then when it was mentioned in the comments that Scoop B had an interesting quote, Jason Kidd's son, TJ Kidd, did put the little thinking emoji on it, so kind of questioning that. So there's a lot of stuff going around, and Jason Kidd's son is now playing into this as well. Now, here's the thing to me that looks very clear. With Jason Kidd, it's evident that the Knicks want Jason Kidd to be their next head coach. There's no doubt about that. If the Knicks could pick, it'd be Jason Kidd. Out of the realistic candidates, so Jason Kidd, James Borrego, Mike Brown, Taylor Jenkins, and really anyone else that's realistic at all. So there's also that. But when it comes down to brass tacks, I hate that I just used that saying. I want to restart this video. But when it comes down to it, Jason Kidd is definitely interested in this job. There's no way he's not, or this wouldn't be happening right now. And the Mavericks, they either don't value Jason Kidd, or they're like, all right, well, the Knicks take him, we'll be fine. Or the viewpoint is, well, at the end of the day, he's not going to go. He's not going to leave and go to the Knicks. But he might. If the Knicks offer him better money, then he'll be like, no, I want to leave and go to the Knicks. They're going to pay me better, and they actually are extending me, so I have a long-term contract. So I don't have to think about my future over the next 2 years. So to me, this makes sense why Kidd would be interested. It makes sense why the Knicks would be interested. Kidd's been a solid coach. Do I think he's the right coach for the Knicks? No, I actually don't at all. I don't think Jason Kidd's the right coach for the Knicks. I think that Jason Kidd is a more defensively leaning head coach. The Knicks need an offensive head coach. Jason Kidd gives a lot of freedom to the players. I want to see a coach who's going to give a system to the players. I don't love the idea of Jason Kidd, and if they hire him, I'm not going to be thrilled. I'm going to give him a chance. He did get the Mavericks to the finals after all, so he's not some bumbling idiot of a coach by any means. I just don't think he's a perfect fit for New York. I think he's a better fit for Dallas. But obviously that comes down to if Dallas wants him or if they don't. And I would definitely want Jason Kidd over Mike Brown. I would love for the Knicks to hire Mike Brown as an assistant to Jason Kidd. I think that'd be cool. But I do not want Mike Brown. I don't think either of those guys should be the head coach of the Knicks. Mike Brown obviously did his multiple day-long interview with the Knicks last week, and he made a good impression. He made a good impression in 2022, so the Knicks clearly have interest, or 2022, I should say, not the year 2022. So clearly the Knicks do have some interest in Brown. I think it's going to be Taylor Jenkins personally, but there's also this real world that it does become Jason Kidd because of everything that's gone down. And I mean, Steve Popper also discussed this, saying, everything I hear is that things are in disarray in Dallas. They just lost Jason Kidd's lead assistant. They let him walk while never negotiating with him, and he's going to be the associate head coach of San Antonio, so the same job. I've heard rumors about Jared Dudley leaving, God Shamgod, possibly to Orlando. You see his staff falling apart, and you haven't negotiated with him. You saw instantly with Billy Donovan in Chicago, Ime Udoka in Houston. As soon as their names came up, they were getting extension talks with their teams. That hasn't happened with Jason Kidd. I think he isn't sure what's happening. When you look at him, you're losing your assistants, uncertainty on the roster, uncertainty on last season about what happened with Luka Doncic. It's a strange situation, a strange ownership group. It's not like it was with Mark Cuban with that open door policy. Things have changed for the Dallas Mavericks recently. I mean, Jason Kidd, he wasn't informed that Luka was getting traded. Nico Harrison just said, well, yeah, I know J. Kidd pretty well. I know how he'd react to this stuff, and I knew that if I agreed with this move, I knew he would agree with me too. So that was his whole thing, and Jason Kidd just sat there. Nico Harrison left that press conference after 3 minutes and just fed Jason Kidd to the wolves. I don't think that Jason Kidd's loving his boss by any means or anything, and the Knicks are a very buttoned-up professional organization that, you know, if they had Luka Doncic on their team, they wouldn't trade him away, and that's not really the point, but the point is the Knicks have been ran better than the Mavericks over the last season or so, just based off the fact that the Mavericks traded Luka Doncic away for a package that was under, and I know Anthony Davis is great. I'm not saying he's not. He's a top 10 player in the NBA, but it's like, that's what you got? It's never gonna get old. It's insane. It's absolute insanity. If I were Jason Kidd, I'd be interested in leaving too, especially when you have a good relationship with another All-NBA guard on the Knicks who you lost when he was the head coach. As Jalen Brunson said, the relationship me and Jay Kidd have is very unique. The first thing he told me when I met him is, we got to get you paid. And he did that. And Jay Kidd said, Bruce and Brunson, very lucky to be able to coach him. For him to go to New York, get paid, run his own team, I'm happy for him. So they have a good relationship already. It makes things a lot easier. And on top of this, we've seen Kyrie Irving did get that massive extension from the Dallas Mavericks. Now, he didn't get as much money as he wanted because the second apron is an absolute nightmare, and it's getting people freaked out. I love it. I love the second apron. I know it's not. I think it's great. It's preventing super teams. This is what we would like to see. But it's interesting. The Mavericks are the site of turmoil right now. And they did just draft Cooper Flagg first overall. They got Cooper. They captured the flag. That's great. And it'll be interesting in 6 years when they trade him away to like the Knicks, because it's our turn now on the coast. It went us, then the Lakers. Now time to go to us. Remember, Dirk could have left for the Lakers and didn't because Dirk is cool. The Mavericks, their players don't want to leave. They want to stay. Jalen Brunson tried to sign a 4-year, $55 million contract extension. Mavericks said no. They came back and offered it to him halfway through the season, and Brunson's like, no, my price went up now. The Mavericks are stupid. Nico Harrison's an idiot. I'm aware he wasn't there during Dirk. I'm not saying he was. They're dumb. That's the thing we have to remember here. The Mavericks are dumb. They're very dumb. And dumb teams make dumb decisions. Dumb teams let Jalen Brunson walk. Dumb teams trade Luka Doncic for a guy who's a lot older and makes no sense because Luka didn't want to go anywhere. Dumb teams get their coach ripped away from them by smarter teams because they didn't do the obvious thing that all the other front offices did, even the Bulls front office, and the Bulls front office is, guess what? Dumb. So I think the Mavericks being idiots here is going to help the Knicks a lot. Now, Scoot B. Robinson, who's always the most reliable source in the world, did say it's a dream job. That's what Jason Kidd wants, but he's got to find his way to New York. Now, obviously, Scoot B, we take with a grain of salt, B. Funny story about Scoot B. For anyone who's seen the happy hour shows and has seen Bruce Velez on them, or has seen Bruce Velez on Celtics or Suns Digest, Scoot B almost worked with him on Suns Digest. Didn't end up happening, but fun little story there. I hope I was allowed to say that on the air. I imagine people won't care. they're not going to watch this video. It's fine. But look, with Jason Kidd, it's one of these situations where, look, I really do think he's going to end up staying in Dallas. Dallas has blown it so many times recently that they have to know how to not blow it, unless they don't want Jason Kidd. There's a world where they want a different head coach. If they want a different head coach, then maybe they're actually playing some 4D chess here. They're going to make the Knicks end up trading a second-round pick or 2 second-rounders to them for Jason Kidd. And then they're going to be like, we didn't want him anyway. Now we get to restart our coaching search. And whether that's the right call or not, that could be what's happening here. Or what's happening is the Mavericks are being stupid, or they just think the Knicks are going to go in another direction entirely. But if the Knicks see Jason Kidd as an option, who they want more than anyone else, guess what? They're not going to stop. They're going to be relentless. He's going to stay their first choice, and then if they don't get him, my expectation is that they hire Taylor Jenkins, but also James Borrego is a sleeper. I don't think it's going to be Mike Brown, personally. I just don't see it. But guys, who do you think is going to be their next head coach? Let me know who you think it's going to be. I want two names from you, or one name if it's the same. Who do you want to be the Knicks head coach? Who do you think the Knicks next head coach is going to be? I want it to be Taylor Jenkins. I kind of think it's going to be Taylor Jenkins. I also would not mind Johnny Bryant as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Thank you so much for 18,000 subscribers. It means a lot. We're not going to stop grinding anytime soon, but it does really, really mean the world that you guys are enjoying the channel enough to subscribe. I do appreciate it a whole lot. I'll never stop appreciating it. Every single subscriber does actually. It sounds so stupid because you always hear YouTubers say it. It's like, all of you, I appreciate all you. And then you get here and it's like, yeah, I do. Every single person. If anyone walks past me on the street, it's like, I'm subscribed to your channel, I'd instantly want to high five them. I'd be like, thank you. It means a whole lot that you want to hear me talk about the Knicks. Or the Yankees or the Jets, if you guys watch Yankees and Jets Digest as well. If you don't, make sure to tune into there. Sometimes you'll find me on Mets Digest and a few other Digest basketball channels around the world. But you guys don't need to hear from me anymore. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, post notifications. Go Knicks.